G'day, it's Robbie here again. Well, regular viewers will have seen my CQ9325 10x18 lathe many times. I've had it for over 20 years. I bought it new, and when I got this, it came with lead screw covers, which are 100% effective. They're really good. I mean, they're fantastic. So the lead screw is totally protected. Even if you're grinding, you know, everything is shielded. Also, the gears for the hand wheel, for the rack, are all shielded. It's totally enclosed. There's no way any rubbish can get in there, so that will stay clean indefinitely. So lead screws, excellent. Gears for the rack, excellent. But no way wipers. This thing didn't come with way wipers. Beds aren't hardened, but I've been using it for 20 plus years and there's no wear whatsoever. Because cast iron from China is bloody hard stuff, believe me. I tried to drill it once and doing a mod on this, and yeah, it took some doing. It's really hard. So no way wipers. And of course, when you're cutting, all the rubbish is going to fall down, and it's going to fall on the ways, and it's going to fall on the lead screw. So the first mod I did on this was to put a plate on the carriage and just use the bolts for the travelling steady, just to hold it down. And all it does is just covers the width of the bed. It's just a tiny bit wider than the ways themselves. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be sort of miles out here, not in this situation anyway. So all your cuttings just drop down and they all just pile up on here, and they get very little on the actual ways. 95% would just drop here. And it does the job perfectly. It certainly preserves the waves. So what's this got to do with the 7x12 lathe that I reviewed recently? Well, it's got quite a bit to do with it, because it's got a problem in that area, and we'll go and have a look at it. So here it is, and it's a great little lathe. I mean, the accuracy is really good. It's on a par with my shear line, and once again, you know, just because it's small doesn't mean it's not accurate. I mean, small lathes can be as accurate as any lathe, even more accurate possibly. Look at any watchmaker's lathe and tell me that's not accurate. Look at any shear line and tell me that they can't get good figures out of those as well. And there's numerous cases, ultras, and it's been going on for years, you know. So these people that ramp on about these things not being accurate and couldn't believe the figures you get out of them, they want to get a life, you know. Get a life, guys. Like, face the facts. If these things are made properly, there's no reason why they can't be as accurate as any other lathe on the market. Okay, I've had my little rant. Oh, the parrots are squeaking today and they're attacking the neighbour's apricot tree, so yeah, good on them. Now, what's the problem? Well, the problem is, well, all the rubbish is going to drop on the waves, same as on my bigger lathe. This has got way wipers. Now, way wipers will help a lot. It's got on both sides of the carriage. But the problem is the lead screw. All the rubbish is going to drop down on the lead screw and screw that up, wear it out. And even worse, well, just as bad, it can fall in, bounce off the lead screw and go into the back of the gear drive section here. This is all fully open. And after I did the review, and you know, in the review you can see there's all rubbish all over the ways where I've done machining, quite a lot of it. The big problem, the big worry I had was when I was cleaning it up and I looked in the back of the gear drive section and saw all the cuttings that were in there. I was horrified. I mean, it's totally open. They're all like this, totally open. It'd be nice to see a cover of some sort on there, you know, just to protect those gears, but of course it's pretty hard to fit with this configuration. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is exactly the same as I did with my 10-inch swing lathe. You put a little plate out here to cover the ways, and that will keep 95% or 90% of the rubbish off the ways. It'll just accumulate on that plate. But more importantly, you bring it out further on this side. You bring it out to about, well, here, And that will then help protect your lead screw greatly, and it will stop all the rubbish going in the back of the open gear drive for the rack, because yeah, at the moment there's just nothing to stop that happening, and I think that's a big problem. So the first modification I'm going to do with this is put a plate on. I'll show you what I'm doing. So here's the solution. It's just a brass plate. You can make it out of anything, aluminium, even I suppose even rubber if you want it to. And it just goes on those travelling steady bolts. I've got a couple of, in this case they're Phillips headed bolts to go in to hold it down that match the threads. That's metric. I've ordered some cap head bolts. I just don't have these. I think they're 6mm from memory. And cap head will look a lot neater, same as that. But anyway, I'll bolt it on and we'll see how it looks. So you can see how well that fits. That's really all you need, I think. It covers the lead screw directly below the cutter, the tooling, and most importantly, it stops all that refuse going into the back of the rack drive. It's a lot better. And clearance-wise, well, I mean, you've got stacks of room there. You could, yeah, as I said, you could make this plate as long as you want. I think that's probably enough. You know, you're going to get a little bit on the ways, but not much. And even if you had a collet chuck on there, collet chucks are generally about the same length overall as a regular chuck. So, you know, you don't really need to worry about collet chuck being shorter, because most of them aren't. They're very, very similar. So there you go. That's my first modification, and I think it's an essential modification. It'll definitely extend the life of your lathe, and it mightn't be 100% effective, but it's certainly a lot better than having nothing. I'd say it's going to be about 90% effective overall. Okay, that's it from me. That's mod number 1. I've got a couple of mods coming up, but that was one I think is in serious need of doing. Okay, see you next time. Cheers.